Hey guys, welcome to episode number 20 of the Derby Current Live, and to start off this episode, we are currently third in the table, 74 points, one game in hand on Nottingham Forest, who are on 76 points, so if we can win this game in hand against Millwall, which I believe is the game in hand, it could be the case that the game in hand is this Brentford game, or this West Brom game. It is interesting that we play it on the Friday, then the Monday. That may cause some issues, but you know, at the end of the day, it's better than I don't know. I'd have preferred maybe just putting that Brentford to get to the Tuesday or the Wednesday, and pushing that West Brom game to the Saturday. But nevertheless, we're gonna have to do what's in front of us. What we're gonna do to start off this episode is actually check who is currently where in the Premier League, and just have a look who's potentially coming down and who's going up to win the title. So after 31 games, Arsenal are top of the league, and surprisingly this isn't actually that bad. Some career modes have had some shocking teams in terms of where they are, like Man United and Man City, like in the bottom half with Chelsea. So this is actually very good. This is what it should be. Maybe you know, you could be really stingy about it, but then again, Arsenal probably have spent some money in the transfer market. They haven't got Champions League football, so you know, it's not the most unbelievable thing that they're currently 2 points clear of Liverpool and Manchester City. Down in 10th, we do have West Ham. Like, there's no team here that I'm thinking, oh, these are out of place. Maybe Wolves could be a bit higher, but they have got Europa League football and they're not doing so well in real life. But the three Championship teams, are they going to do it? I think Sheffield United are going to do it. They're going to break the record. Derby County's 11-point record is going to be broken by Sheffield United, which is nice. You know, it's nice. You know, it's amazing that we played them in the. You know, Chris Wilder. I don't know. Like, the game has gone. We'll give you the Carabao Cup final, but we'll relegate you. You know, that's. I don't know. In real life, Sheffield United would just bin off the cup and concentrate on the league because it's 100 times more important. Yeah, it's a little bit annoying that all three Championship teams, but then again, if they are the weakest, I'd rather whoever's got the best squad be at the top of the league, and whoever's got the weakest squad is down at the bottom. So we could look, actually, since we are only a handful of games away from the end of the season, if we look at Sheffield United players, because obviously they're going to want to move on. Maybe they're going to get transfer listed. Let's have a quick look and see if they have anything that is interesting anyway. Oliver McBurney seems okay. We'll add some scout reports to these players, whether we sign them or not. Callum Robinson's decent as well. Billy Sharp's a bit old at 34 years old. So they got like Cressat, they got him on loan. I don't know how they managed that. He's like 78 rated. John Fleck's decent, but probably not what we really need. Nord as well, quite decent. It is a very Championship team, to be frankly honest. Kieran Freeman, Phil Jagielka, Jack O'Connell. Maybe Jack O'Connell's decent centre back. We'll get a scout report going on him. Obviously, they've got Dean Henderson on loan from Manchester United. We'll get a scout report on him, but obviously we have got Van der Voort, who is a 73. I think he did grow in the previous episode to a 73, so that's good to see. So let's head into the game against Millwall. It is on the Tuesday, and then we play Forest on the Saturday. So I may, you know, if we're winning, the thing is, I'd rather make sure we win this game. I don't know. I'm a bit confused of what to really do. We'll see when we get into the game. I'm guessing I'm going to have to probably go for our home kit, since theirs home kit is dark blue. Here we are then at the Den against Millwall. Obviously a rainy game, so it's going to be a little bit tougher for us. We do struggle a little bit in the rain. We've gone for Bielik and Curtis Davis in the centre-back positions. They've got Alex Pearce in their team, and Frankie Fielden, the former Derby County players. Also Strachan and Romeo, then Wallace at left-back, Thompson, Williams, Ferguson, O'Brien, Wallace, and Elliott up top. Obviously the two Wallaces. Romeo's decent at right back. Alex Pearce is very strong indeed. It's not the fastest team. If they've got a high line, then I think we should do well. So for Millwall, Elliott's on the ball, slips into the box to Wallace across the face of goal, and it is 1-0 to Millwall. Definitely not the start we're looking for. Ferguson has found the back of the net there. Yeah, it is tricky at Millwall. They are a very physical team, and the manager did resign quite recently, obviously Neil Harris, so interesting to see how they do with the new one. Rooney on the ball here, chance to slip through Van Bergen. He's got to have the quality of finish though to find the back of the net. It's been saved again by Frankie Fielding. Rooney on the ball here, chance to get it over the top here for Bowen if he can get it. Yes, he has. Cuts inside with him. Turns nicely now into Rooney's path with the shot into the back of the net. Wayne Rooney gets us back level. We need to win this game. It's as simple as that. If we win this game and then we go into that Forest game, win it, and then we'll go above them, great. That's all I need from this season. Nice little interception there from Van Bergen. Slips it inside to Rooney. Cross to Bowen. Now with the left-footed shot. 2 goals in 2 minutes. That's a big weight off my shoulders. This is like the playoff semi-final. This is like the game we need to win to get to the final against Forest. And if we win the game against Forest, then we get top 2. It's as simple as that. Obviously the playoffs are a bit of a gamble. I don't want to be in the championship next year, that's for sure. But yeah, good from Bowen to get us in the lead there. Ball out here to Van Bergen. Back inside to Rooney. Now into Jack Marritt's path in the box with the shot into the back of the net. There we go. There's a nice cushion just to give us a bit of breathing space. We do have an injury to Rooney. I'll quickly show you now. I'm not sure whether to sub him off and rest him for the Forest game. Although I don't think he may be okay for the next game, but I think the wise thing to do is probably sub him off, and that way, you know, we're 3-1 up at the minute. If we just keep it safe, then we should be okay. Quite an eventful first half. I'm just thinking about that Forest game. If I just keep it really tight and rest up a couple of my more important players, then that might be the clever thing to do. If I bring on Patterson for Bowen, switch the wingers. Other than that, there's not really any. Obviously, I'd like to take Marriott off, but I'll eventually bring on Chris Martin. Shinnie with the ball here on the edge. It's into Chris Martin's path in the box with the shot. Chris Martin makes it 4-1, and that is game over against Millwall. It's good to see him on the score sheet. Obviously, I think it's about 16 goals now, which is pretty decent, I'm not going to lie. Chance here for Van Bergen. Has he got the pace to get himself clean through on goal? He does indeed, but has he got the quality of finishing? Yes, he does. There we go. That's 5-1, and that is nice on goal difference. Good for confidence as well going into that Forest game next. We did sub off Bowen at half time to rest up him for the next game, but yeah, Van Bergen's, he's an interesting one because he is very short. Like at 5'7", it is the only thing that I'm not too happy with. It, I could get him into training, of course, upgrade his shooting and dribbling stats. Chance here for Millwall. So 5-2. I'm not too fussed. It is the final kick of the game that just knocked it down by Elliott and Jed Wallace with the goal to make it 5-2. But yeah, pretty comfortable victory. I'm glad that we managed to rest a few players as well for the big game next. Yeah, the 3 points are the only thing. I think goal difference wise, be interested to see what we've got actually. But as you can see by the stats, 2 shots on target, 2 goals for Millwall. We got 12 on target and scored 5. So I may have just seen how long Rooney's. I don't want to say it's 2 months, but they do seem to almost spoil it in these press conferences. I don't know how the press have got the information before I have, but yeah, we do have the message, and we do have second position now. We are a point ahead of Nottingham Forest, and no games in hand, 6 games left in the season. Now the question is, how long is Rooney out injured for? 2 months. He's out until the end of the season. So we have no more Wayne Rooney, which for this run-in, you know, if we don't get into the top 2 and we've got to do the playoffs, could be very fatal indeed. I think we will go for Dwayne Holmes. He did play there when Rooney was on international duty, but yeah, it's a bit odd that all of our injuries have been 2 months long as well. I think Bielik had a broken toe as well, and I think Holmes was out for about 8 weeks, which is 2 months. I don't know why sometimes it says 8 weeks and then other times it says 2 months. Like, they're the same thing. So my youth players are, I think, going up in stats. Not too, yeah, they are. So this guy's 62 rated now. So I could literally just leave him here for a bit, maybe get him up to towards the 70 mark, and then I'll think about using them. But even then, I'm I'm just not a fan of youth players on career mode, and even on Football Manager, like the regens, I just don't like really use them. So here we are then, we are on a 95 manager rating at the minute, and this is the biggest game of the season against Nottingham Forest. If we win this game, it gives us a great little 4-point gap. I don't think we're going to be able to catch Stoke City, so the title is out the window, but we are about to hit 100 goals on the career mode being scored. We have conceded 57 though, which would put us down in like 13th, but yeah, we've scored an absolute ton of goals, which actually, yeah, puts our goal difference very good indeed. Stokes is amazing. Like, you think about it, 82 goals for and only 32 goals conceded. And I think we got a draw and a win against Stoke, maybe 2 draws. No, we lost one game against Stoke and we drew the other. That's definitely what happened. So this is the game we must win. No Wayne Rooney, which in a way, since his decline in form, is kind of good because, you know, he has kind of been a bit of a liability. He's not been quite the player he once was. We will be putting Tom Huddleston into the team for this game. Obviously, we can play him every now and then, but not often because of the stamina. Van Bergen has gone to a 73, which is good to see. He's growing. He's got 98 acceleration now. That's nice to see as well. I may put him on the bench for Waghorn though, just because I do like Waghorn on that left hand side. I think Patterson just isn't good for me. I would in Football Manager play him against Forest because he'd probably score, but I just think probably not for this game. Here we are then at home against Nottingham Forest. I think we did lose last time, I'm pretty sure, against Forest, so they are a very tough team indeed. Waghorn on the left hand side for us with Huddleston in the holding midfielder role. Dwayne Holmes going to have to fill in for Wayne Rooney. Big shoes to fill, but should do well. It'll be interesting to see if anyone catches Rooney on the top goal scorer front as well. I'll have to have a look at that at the end of this game. Of course, he's going to be out injured now until the end of the season. Means obviously he's not going to get any more goals. So they got Samber in goal, who was very good in the last game. I do remember last time we played Forest. Jenkinson and Ribeiro at the fullback positions, then Worrell and Rodriguez, Semedo, Silva and So in the midfield 3, then Dam and Adoma out wide. I think that Dam guy has about 95 pace, if it's the one I'm thinking of. And then Koulibaly up top, who has been very deadly indeed. No Lewis Graben though, who did score in the last game. It is incredible how many players Forest do have, and obviously that squad rotation has helped them be high up in the table. Merritt with the ball, he's gone around the defender nicely now with the shot into the back of net. Jack Merritt with the first goal of the East Midlands derby to make it 1-0. Thank God for that. It's lovely. We did have an earlier chance, but he did just drag it wide, but this time slightly further to the right. Pretty much exactly the same technique, and puts it into the back of the net. Exactly what we needed. We need to win this game. It's as simple as that. Also a message here from Curtis Davis considering retirement. It seems basically when players get to 34 it just goes, nope, gonna finish you off. Chance here for Murray. If you can go around Worrell. Has he got the pace? Is that a penalty? I wouldn't say that's a penalty, honestly. He has gone to the ground, but I think he got the ball first. Can I look on instant replay? Yes, we can. Let's properly VAR this up, shall we? Because this is a little bit controversial, I'm not going to lie. As you can see, it's a sliding tackle. Gets the ball. There. Has he got the ball? Got the ball. I just don't see how that's a penalty, honestly. Look, and then he gets the ball first, and then on the second stride, you know, I'm gonna take the penalty and try and score it, but like it just shouldn't be a penalty. That is clearly not a penalty, and we are getting a bitter look. The EFL referees not doing very well at all. Shall I take it with Huddleston since he's so good at penalties? You know, pulling his hamstring doing it. There we go, into the back of the net. Hamstring seems intact, and we're 2-0 up against Nottingham Forest. I was tempted to take it with Waghorn, but it's nice to get Huddleston a goal. It's a massive shame that EA have just absolutely ruined him for the last couple of years on FIFA with his stamina. It's just unusable. It's literally unusable. And I don't want to go into the edit player feature because it would break him. Ball like over Dam. He's crossed it into the near post with the header and into the back of the net to make it 2-1 in the game. What we need to remember is, I think, last episode, We need to remember that being 2-0 doesn't mean the game's over. It's still a very long way to go. As you can see, a ball out wide, just not quite the right defending from Malone to prevent the cross. That's like 90% of the job. If I can stop the cross, then stop the goal. Chance here for Forest on the edge of the box with Thiago Silva. Do you get the foot in with Shinny, but still in Forest possession. Thiago Silva with another chance here. Cross to Doma. Now out to the fullback, into the near post, saved by the keeper. Got to get the rebound, and does. Jesus Christ, Matt Clark, absolute saviour there. Half time then against Nottingham Forest. We are currently 2-1 up, but they did have a very good chance to end off the first half. As you can see, Huddleston just, his creativity just to wait for the pass at the right time and just have a good pass on him. It's nice, but it's just a shame the stamina isn't very good. Chance here for Shinny to run into a bit of space. He's got absolute bags of it. Now inside to Dwayne Holmes with the finesse shot. Hits off the Forest defender. Unfortunately does go into the back of the net. We have extended it back to the 2-goal lead. And it's nice to see Dwayne Holmes. It's nice to see that we're not missing Wayne Rooney. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I was, if you said to me that Wayne Rooney wasn't going to be here for the last 6 games of the season when you need to be winning games, I'd be really disappointed. But he has definitely declined in stats, Rooney, and we do need to look for a future player in that position. Chance here for Forest with the shot and into the back of the net. There is about 3 minutes and a bit left of the game. I think that's Mir there with the goal. Yeah, nice pass and first time shot. It's one of those where I'm just you literally can't do anything against the computer when it's at this kind of level. The goals that you do concede, you try your best to keep the gaps plugged, but they are going to appear. Chance here for Martin to lay it off. Dowell against his old club with the shot. Kieran Dowell does score the goal against Nottingham Forest, so you've got to get the dab out, and there we go, we've won the game, and that does mean we've got a 4-point gap in second position now. And there we go, full time, we have won the game. Not actually seen this before. I don't know if this is because it's a derby, but it's potentially the last time we'll play Forest unless they get promoted through the playoffs. So yeah, that's a very, very important win. 4-2 on the day at the end of it. So there you go, with that victory we are on 80 points, 9 points away from Stoke, which I don't think we will catch, but as long as we can keep the gap between us and Forest, then that's absolutely fantastic. Scherz is also almost 75 rated players, should be able to hit that by the end of the season, which means at least we have one of our centre-back positions sorted for next season, which is good. So at the minute, Bobby Reid's on 16 goals. Other than that, we have the top 3 positions with Wayne Rooney on 24 goals, Jarrod Bowen on 17, which about 13 of those were at Hull, and then Chris Martin on 16 goals. I would like, in a way, I don't know how I can do it, but just to make sure Rooney gets it, I don't know how I can basically I don't want Bobby Reid to get it, that's for sure. I want one of our players, but I'm hoping the 24 from Rooney is enough. So let's head into the final game of the episode against West Brom. I think we'll use our black kit for this game. Be interested to see how we do, because we did play them in the Cup quite recently, in the FA Cup, and we did beat them. We do have a fully fit team, other than Huddleston, of course. No Wayne Rooney, of course, because he's injured. It'll be interesting to see if he does retire at the end of the season. A couple of games ago back when he was playing, it did say considering retirement. So same with Curtis Davis as well. Here we are then at the Hawthorns against West Bromwich Albion. Let's have a look at the lineup for today's game. We've gone for Waghorn on the left-hand side. I like to get him involved as much as I can possibly do. Then looking at their team, then they've got Sam Johnson in goal, Furling and Gibbs at fullback, AJ and Ajayi, and Bartley in the defence with Romeo, Harper, Edwards, Pereira and Krovinovic. There we go. I have to literally take a minute just to go process that name. And then Robson Carnot up top, the Welsh legend. So hoping for back-to-back wins. If we do lose the game, we do still have a point on Forest. We have a point gap. But I'm hoping we don't need to use that point gap until, hopefully we don't have to use it at all, but if worst case, the last game of the season. Chance here for Marriott to get it off the defender. He's done well here. Can he get through the defence though? Just looking for Bowen on the overlap. Can he get there? Yes, he can. Going to cut back inside on his left foot with the shot into the back of the net. Jared Bowen has been just a breath of fresh air. It's a lot easier to say than you think, but yeah, it's been a nice since January just to have those 4-star skills. Obviously, no Lawrence and no Bennett, so we did need to replace those with better players. That's what we've done with Van Bergen and Bowen. I'd say Bowen is a country mile better than Tom Lawrence. Dwayne Holmes getting the ball here. He has done well in the cam position. Cuts inside now into Marriott in the box. Saved by Johnston. Could have been 2 goals in 2 minutes there to pretty much get us the 3 points. Bird with the ball here into Jack Marriott. Turns around nicely. Shot by Marriott. Back to Bird with the shot. Saved by Johnston again. He is one of the best keepers in the league. He's probably top 2 with him and Randolph. Chance here from the free kick then. It's slightly further out. Hopefully I can lay it off for Pershers with an absolute strike. Now with the second into the back of the net. My centre-back has scored what we've been waiting for a very, very long time. He's got about 86 shot power, so I just remembered that. Like, we should be doing that basically more. We should be laying it off and trying some long shots with him. And as you can see, the first one does get blocked, but the second one into the back of the net to make it 2-0. Very, very important goal. And it's something like I've not done well from free kicks this year, so that is something I can definitely look at. I'm going to bring on Chris Martin, of course. I'm thinking for Waghorn. Probably play him at the cam position because Marriott's still decent. Chance here to slip Bowen in. Can Bowen seal the deal for us then? Into the back of the net. Jared Bowen makes it 3-0 and gets us all 3 points against probably one of the tougher teams remaining out of the 6. We've got, I think, Leeds United second to last game, and also Brentford, who are decent. There we go, full time against West Brom. We have won the game 3-0. This episode has been very, very productive. Kicked it off with the win against Millwall, and then won against Forest, of course, and then we won this game, so 9 points out of 9. So with that victory against West Brom, we are currently Forest lost. Have we been promoted? We've scored 106 goals. That's something to think about. Marriott scored a 100th goal against Forest, of course. Are we promoted? No. I don't think it's mathematical yet, is it? So there's 7 points there difference. And there's at least another 4 games left. So yeah, there's definitely not mathematical yet. However, I think what I'm going to do is save these games for the next episode, I think, and what I'll do is I'll probably kick it off with playing Brentford, maybe simulate Cardiff, I'll definitely play against Leeds, and then we may simulate the last game against Birmingham since we'll be almost already promoted. So yeah, this has been the episode basically that got us promoted. Obviously we've done the hard work to get to this point, but Bowen and Martin are slowly catching up to Wayne Rooney. It'll be interesting to see if Bowen can just nick it right at the last post. We have got 5 goals to get in the remaining 4 games. It is doable. Whether I want it to happen, that's another matter altogether. I don't know. Like, Rooney potentially is retiring, so I think he's individually carried us to the Premier League. However, Dwayne Holmes has been very good in Rooney's missing games so far. I don't think he would be fit for the Birmingham game. The other thing, I don't think it'll make a difference. I don't think we'll be able to catch Stoke. The only thing, if I played Birmingham to lift the Championship trophy, but I don't think we'll catch Stoke City. That's the only thing I'm thinking. I don't think we're going to make 6 points from 4 games. Same with Forest making 7 points from 4 games. I just don't see it happening. So I think this is pretty much how the table is going to finish. Maybe West Brom and Leeds will switch. Maybe if I win that game against Leeds, second to last game, we could stop them from getting in the playoffs. But looking at the relegation zone, Millwall down on 37 points, pretty much relegated now, I think. Same with Barnsley and Swansea City, which is quite interesting to see. Obviously, they did sell Dan James to Manchester United. Brentford are down in 20th, so I do struggle though against lower teams. Like the teams towards the bottom, I struggle because I kind of underestimate them. So yeah, we'll kick off the next episode. I think we'll save these final 4 games for the next episode, and that way I can just simulate 1 or 2 if the gap's quite big by then. So yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy this episode. It is the second to last episode of the season, so make sure you do leave some comments down below on any signings you want me to make. But yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy it. Leave a like, rating if you did enjoy it, and see you soon. Bye.